Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And I am here to talk about the man of the hour.
Jesper Bratt, tit-a-tat, where my boy at?
Where my boy at? Jesper Bratt is a special player. He is currently tied with Scott Stevens for the New Jersey Devils single-season assist record. He currently sits at 60 assists with 14 games left. He will no doubt obliterate this record, and he may break it as soon as tonight. If Jesper Bratt stays a Devil beyond his current contract, which expires in 6 more seasons after this one, he should challenge Patrik Elias' all-time franchise points record of 1,025. Before I get into Bratt or some more, let's talk a bit about the man whose record he is going to break. The captain, Scott Stevens, set that 60 assist record during the 93-94 season, where he registered 18 goals and 60 assists for 78 points. He was a plus 53. What a season for Scott Stevens, and let's see some of his handiwork.
Change lines. Leach able to work it to the line. Stevens kept it in. Now Holik is in. Pass across the strike. Valerie Zella looking off a beautiful.
Leach is there. Larmer's there. Puck's kept in by Stevens, and you see Zubov there. Now it's big-time trouble. Two-man breakaway. Nice little pass by Holik to Zellapukhin, and he gets his 5th power play goal. Two-man breakaway like this is
in the box for the Isles. The Devils catch the Islanders on a line change and go the other way. Stevens to step on Richer. Watch this timing. The setup to Bill Guerin for the perfect deflection. The game tied up.
Across to Stevens. 5-2. Rangers leading it with a minute 10 to go in the second period. John MacLean scores!
6 quality shots have gone to the Devils.
Across to Stevens. 5-2. Rangers leading it with a minute 10 to go in the second period. John MacLean scores!
When thinking of Scott Stevens, many will first think of his many bone-crunching hits and shutdown defensive play. However, he was also very good offensively, and if we look at his career stats, he was quite the offensive player early on in his career. When he came to the Devils, he slowly morphed into a shutdown defender, all in the name of winning. Jacques Lemaire kind of molded him to be this destructive force on the blue line, and it culminated in the New Jersey Devils winning 3 Stanley Cups. But if you see early on with the Capitals, he had 45 points, then 65, 53, 61, 72, 68. So he was putting up some big offensive numbers prior to coming to New Jersey, and obviously he had that big season in 93-94. And then after that, it kind of tapered off as he really embraced that shutdown role. Many feel he should have won the Norris Trophy that season as the NHL's top defenseman. Instead, they gave it to Ray Bourque. And if we take a look at their stats, very close stats that 93-94 season, Ray Bourque had 20 goals and 71 assists for 91 points and was a plus 26. Scott Stevens had 18 goals and 60 assists for 78 points and was a whopping plus 53. And wow. What a season for both of these gentlemen. A lot of people think Scotty should have got it. I think he should have as well. Plus 53. He had 112 penalty minutes. He was fighting tons of guys, laying the body, just playing absolute warfare hockey. And wow, what a season for Scott Stevens. They ultimately gave the Norris to Ray Bourque in what was one of the closest trophy races of all time. We take a look, and there you have it. Number 1, Ray Bourque had 199 votes for 73.7%, 26 first place, 21 second place, and 6 third place. And you look at Stevens, he had 195 votes, 72.22% of the vote, 24 first place votes, 23 second, and 6 third. Razor thin margin. I feel like Stevens got robbed in that one, but man, Ray Bourque was the big name, and that's probably where my hatred for Ray Bourque started, honestly, when he got the Norris over Scotty, and then my hatred for him hit an all-time high. After that 2001 Stanley Cup Finals, I digress. That's a story for another day. Let's get back to my man Bratter. Where is his current season and his current run, putting him in Devils history? Well, if we look at the season level first, as it stands right now, He is having the 22nd best season in New Jersey Devils history with his 19 goals and 60 assists for 79 points. You see him right there at 22. But there's 14 games left. And at his current pace, he is on pace, which means nothing, but, it's a little math extrapolation. He is on pace for 95 points, which, if he hits it, would put him third all-time in Devils single-season history, just behind Patrik Elias with his 96 points in 2000, 2001, and then obviously Jack Hughes' 99 points in that beautiful 22-23 season. 95 points would put him in third. Now, can he get ultra hot and possibly hit that 100 mark and break Jack's record? I mean, that'd be phenomenal. He's coming off of 3 consecutive games of 3 points. I would love nothing more than to see Bratter hit 100 points this season. I would imagine that if he does that, that would mean the Devils finish super hot en route to clinching a playoff spot. That would be absolutely phenomenal. But talking about one season, and just this season alone, would not do Jesper Bratt justice. He has been Mr. Consistency for the past several seasons, and I feel like we have to really look a little bit deeper than just this one season. And so I said, let me look at this past stretch of 4 seasons, including this one. And where does this stretch of the past 4 seasons stack up? Well, my friends, it is one of the very best 4 consecutive year runs in New Jersey Devils history. Let's get into it. So I started looking at some of the great players over Devils history and looked at 4 consecutive years. So I'm not just cherry picking, their 4 best seasons. No. For this, it has to be 4 consecutive seasons to kind of gauge where does Bratter stand in the pantheon of New Jersey Devils greats. And I was pleasantly surprised. Let's take a look. Coming in at number 7, my man Scott Gomez. Always loved Gomer, 2-time Stanley Cup champion with your New Jersey Devils. And he had quite a run, Gomer did. From 02-03 to 06-07, he played in 314 games, registering 73 goals and 196 assists for 269 points. Come on down, Scott Gomez. Obviously, a part of this exercise includes longevity and staying healthy, obviously. The more games you play in, the more points you'll get. On top of being a very good player, Scotty Gomez, one of the best in Devils history, and on this 4-year run, he put up a very impressive 269 points from 02-03 to 06-07. Very good company. Coming in at number 6, Johnny Mac, John MacLean, from the 88-89 season through 92-93. In 312 games played, Johnny Mac had 152 goals, 140 assists for 292 points. Love Johnny Mac, a 1995 Stanley Cup champion with your New Jersey Devils. One of the original Devils that people talk about during the very lean years early on in franchise history. The red and green squad. And Johnny Mac was an absolute beast for the Devils in those years. And 292 points in 312 games. Phenomenal stuff for Johnny Mac in that stretch. And that's good for number 6, Johnny Mac. Love Johnny Mac as a kid. Coming in at number 5, Patrik Elias. Who doesn't love Patty? A 2-time Stanley Cup champion with your New Jersey Devils, both in 2000 and 2003. One of the famed members of the A-line. Who doesn't love the A-line? And Patrik Elias. One of the retired numbers. He's done it all. Owns the franchise record in points. And from 2000-2001 season through 03-04, Patrik Elias played in 320 games, registering 135 goals, 160 assists for 295 points. Patrik Elias. What a 4-year stretch. Love me some Patrik Elias, and wow, what an era it was to see Patty play. Coming in at number 4, Jack Hughes. What can we say about Jack? The franchise player for the New Jersey Devils, and for the 21-22 season through current season, 24-25, Jack played in 251 games, registering 123 goals and 176 assists for 299 points. What a showing for Jack Hughes. And obviously the story here is, health. He hasn't been able to stay healthy, unfortunately, in his young NHL career. Had he been able to play anywhere near 82 games, he would have this record by far. But you see, he only played 49 games in 21-22. He had 78 games in that 22-23 season, but then he missed 20 last year, playing only 62 games, and he's obviously going to miss 20 this year, playing only 62. So if we're looking at point per game, Jack Hughes is going to be number 1 for a 4-year stretch, but we're looking at total production. Unfortunately, he has been injured, so that really hurt him in this little exercise here, but 299 points in 251 games over a 4-year stretch. Jack Hughes, hopefully that shoulder heals up. He comes right back where he left off next season and hopefully helps push this New Jersey Devils club towards the Stanley Cup because we all want to see it. Jack at number 4. Coming in at number 3, Zach Parise. Who didn't love Zach? What a little legend. Love me some Zach, the little pit bull. Smaller guy, played with intensity, heart, scrappy in front of the net. He could score every which way. And from the 06-07 season through the 2009-2010 season, Zach Parise played in 326 games. What longevity. He only missed 2 games over that whole stretch. And they probably weren't even missed games. I think they actually rested him, if my memory serves me correctly. They played 82, 81, 82, 81. He was probably rested for the last game of the season for 2 of those years. Only missed 2 games through the 4 seasons. 326 games played, 146 goals, 157 assists for 303 points. What an era, Zach Parise. I really wanted to see him win a cup. It is such a damn shame that 2012 team could not beat the Kings in the finals. That would have been really something. But yeah, Zach, another one of my favorites as a kid, and wow, what an era it was to see Zach. ZZ Pops with Langenbrunner and Zajac. What an era. For those of you that were lucky to live through it, Zach Parise, he's on a lot of people's lists of all-time favorites. And I've gotten over, him leaving. We'll get to that in another day, in another video. And that brings us to number 2, Jesper Bratt. From the 21-22 season through the current season, he's played in 308 games, scoring 104 goals, 204 assists for 308 points. And with the last game in Pittsburgh, his 3-point night, his third 3-point night in a row, actually, Jesper Bratt has officially become, on the head, a point-per-game player for the past 4 seasons. Let me give another round of applause. Jesper Bratt has been a point-per-game player for your New Jersey Devils over the past 4 seasons. Obviously, very durable. He only missed 6 games in that 21-22 season, and then in the 22-23 season, he played all 82. He played all 82 last year, and knock on wood, with 14 games left, hopefully he plays all 82 this year, and he's going to add to this number. He is going to add to this number for sure. How high he could push it, who knows? Hopefully he goes on a tear down the stretch here. 14 games left. He could conceivably really push this number much higher, but he's currently already at number 2 with 14 games left for a 4-year stretch. Jesper Bratt, you guys got to appreciate this man. He is an absolute beast. And who is the only player in New Jersey Devils history to have more points than Jesper Bratt over a 4-year stretch, a consecutive 4-year stretch? That is coming in at number 1, Kirk Muller. Kirk Muller, another old school Devil before my time, the red and green days from 86-87 through the 89-90 season. Kirk Muller played 319 games, registering 124 goals, 206 assists for 330 points. Wow. Absolutely astonishing stuff. What a run for Kirk Muller. And it is conceivable now, with 14 games left, Bratter could potentially get 23 points, which would push him into number 1 on this 4-year stretch. That's asking for a lot, but I'd love to see it happen. But as it stands right now, Bratter number 2, Kirk Muller in the number 1 spot for the most dominant 4-year stretch for a New Jersey Devil. After doing that exercise to see where Bratter stacked up in the history of the Devils for a 4-year stretch, I was like, where does Jesper Bratt stack in terms of league-wide over the past 4 seasons? And I said, let me take a look at it. And sure enough, we look since the 21-22 season. So 21-22, 22-23, 23-24, and then this season 24-25. For that same stretch that Bratter's on this unbelievable point-per-game streak, I said, let me see the rest of the guys in the league. And sure enough, here it is. Jesper Bratt in the number 20 spot. Only 19 players across the entire league have more points than Jesper Bratt since the beginning of the 21-22 season. And we look at the list, obviously star-studded. Connor McDavid at number 1, ridiculous 493. Right behind him is Buddy Draisaitl with 444. And then you have Nathan MacKinnon, Nikita Kucherov, David Pasternak, Artemi Panarin, Mikko Rantanen, Mitch Marner, Matthew Tkachuk, Austin Matthews, Sidney Crosby, the ageless wonder, JT Miller, Jason Robertson, William Nylander, Kirill Kaprizov, Cale Makar, Kyle Connor, Sam Reinhart, Steven Stamkos, and there's our boy Jesper Bratt. And depending on how he finishes the season, he could possibly leapfrog a couple of these guys. But what an impressive run for Jesper Bratt since the 21-22 season. Give it up for Jesper Bratt, guys. Only 19 players in the entire league have more points than Bratter in the past 4 seasons. That is absolutely phenomenal stuff. I've told you guys for a very long time that I do think he is underappreciated by a lot of our fan base. A lot of people know what we have in Bratter, but I feel like a lot do not. I do feel like he's often in Jack's shadow. Jack's a great player in his own right as well, but I do think that Bratt kind of gets forgotten about by a lot of people, and I'm here to sing his praises. Jesper Bratt is a beast, and as of the last game against Pittsburgh, he is officially a point-per-game player over the last 4 seasons. That is absolutely phenomenal stuff, and only 19 guys have more points than him in the entire league. And then you look at his Devils run, it's the second-best 4-year stretch in Devils history. Thinking about some of the names that have come through the Devils franchise over the years, this is nothing short of remarkable. Hats off to Jesper Bratt. You are an absolute legend in the making. I would love to see Bratter lift the Stanley Cup as a New Jersey Devil. Hopefully soon. I'd love to see him lift it multiple times. But, wow. What a run for Jesper Bratt. What a player. And you guys got to appreciate what we have here. Number 63 is a special, special player. But let me know what you thought about anything I said in this video in the comments. Anything, everything Devils hockey, throw it out there in the comments. I enjoy talking to all of you. 14 games left, guys, and it starts tonight with a massive pre-playoff game, again, in Columbus against the Blue Jackets. They've been shut out their past 2 games. They're going to be angry. They're going to be trying to get retribution against us for the win we got against them last week, and so it's a tall order on the road, pre-playoffs. They're nipping at our heels in the standings. This one is massive. This one is huge. Hopefully Jesper Bratt and the rest of the boys come to play, and we could leave Columbus with another massive 2 points, preferably in regulation. Don't want to give them any points at all. But wow, guys, we're in the home stretch. I am pumped up for Devils hockey. That Pittsburgh game was a little bit of a stinker. I've been a little upset about it since, but hopefully we could get back on the winning track. That's all we could hope for. Hopefully the boys come out. And that's it, guys. Throw it all out there. But I thought this is very interesting, doing a little New Jersey Devils history dive to see where Bratter stacks up, and it's nothing short of remarkable. This man is a beast. Wow. Jesper Bratt.
Jesper Bratt, tit-a-tat, where my boy at?
I'll be back soon. Tons of things in the works. I'll be doing some pre-games, some post-game live shows. You know I'm all over the place. I will be everywhere. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends. Let's go Devils.